Hello everybody, welcome to a new podcast that I shall be doing every so often. This is called The Bottom Line, where we break gaming news and topics down to the bottom line and give you our opinions overall on them. Today I'm joined with a special guest, Chaos Prophet. How you doing, man?
Hey guys, what's up? I'm doing good.
Good. I'm glad. Now we've got a few topics to talk about, but since this is the first one, we're just gonna talk about some popular topics and give our opinions, and then you can let us know in the comments. And in the next one, we may be able to refer to them and let us know what you think about them. So, we got a lot of topics to talk to you about today. We got Black Ops 3 dates, they've been announced for the beta, and to be honest, I'm quite disappointed in them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's to say the least.
We've been confirmed that it's the 19th to the 23rd of August for the PS4 users, and then the 26th to the 31st of August for Xbox One and PC. So that's 5 days each, and to be honest, that's a bit poor.
It's kind of sad.
It's really sad.
It should be a month, to be honest.
A month, yeah, exactly. Good time for you to play it, especially people that are at work and everything, and these are weekdays, and you only get a weekend, really, when you're not at work, to play this game.
Yeah, and it's 10 days in total, so if you do have both, you get to play for longer, but that's kind of messed up. I don't know if they were going for a marketing ploy or something like that to get both consoles. I don't know what they were doing.
It's not a good marketing play. I mean, amount of people that the competitiveness between PS4 and Xbox One, and the amount of people that have both is very small.
Exactly.
So, buy both and you get more time. Well, no, you should just have the same amount of time and going from the same date to the same end date.
Yeah. Well, and not only that, I was figuring that it would start in August for PS4, and it would go for a month, and then we would get it, and it would go for a month in September or something like that.
Yeah.
And then they have about a month or so to fix it, and then the game comes out in November.
Exactly, and this game, like, Treyarch, they'd have a load of hot fixes and everything on standby for people that would be like, oh yeah, this is obviously going to go wrong, or this may go wrong with the server overload, and they could just pop that out because it's going to be a hot fix anyway.
Right, and they did a beta for World at War, and it went really well back in the day, and I believe, even though Xbox got things first, I think that's when that started. Maybe it started a little bit after. But either way, I think it was for a month, or at least 3 weeks, something like that, where it was a good chunk of time, and everybody got it, and it was fun. And then when the game came out, it was perfect.
It was a long time, and there was hardly anything wrong with the game, because they had so long to test it out, and people's feedback can come in.
Yeah.
So, it's perfectly fine, and the fact that like, the amount of money that Sony have put in, like, we want this first now instead of Xbox, like, the bidding war for that was just insane.
And to their credit, they might be doing this, the short dates, because you do kind of getting tired of doing the same 2 or 3 maps that they put out for the beta over and over and over and over again, but they can get rid of that by doing 1 or 2 things. Either putting 4 or 5 maps, and I know they only come out with like 9 or 10 maps when the game first comes out.
Yep.
Or they can put more game modes, because there's usually only like team deathmatch and like
free-for-all, and then maybe kill confirmed or something like that.
Yeah, and I would like domination and ground war. I want to test everything, and it just doesn't make any sense why they're doing it.
They should have done a poll of what people would want to see. Like, they should have put some pictures up of some maps that they could choose from, and then like the top 3 may have gone into the beta, and then the top 5 game modes that they want to see will go into the beta also, and then people may enjoy it more, because maybe some people don't like TDM, and they might like domination a bit more.
Well, yeah, I love domination. I think it's a perfect mix of a capture point kind of thing mixed with TDM. So, like, if you like Team Deathmatch, you can just do that inside of Domination.
Yeah, exactly.
Let the other people capture the flags, and there you go. It's better than Team Deathmatch in my eyes. But, I don't know. The betas, any beta, always has 1 or 2 maps and, like, 2 game modes. And it's just like, really? That's not enough to test. And I get bored after a while.
And the beta isn't just for testing, it's for marketing. It's like, oh yeah, the beta looks good, let's buy it. But if they only have 2 maps and 2 game modes, they might not see that as a big game. They might be like, oh, isn't that great?
Well, they might not say it's not great, but it's like, I don't know. One, people always want more. And two, after the first day or two, when you've played it for 10 hours each, you kind of get bored of the levels. Like, and then when the game comes out, those levels you never want to play. People skip them because you've already played it. Most people have already played it. So I still have not pre-ordered the game. I still need to, but I want to because one, it's been forever since they had a beta, and two, it's Treyarch, so they're
Treyarch are a good company. I have to admit.
They're the best for Call of Duty.
They are the best for Call of Duty. I don't doubt that, and many people will agree with you.
Well, there's a lot of people that say Infinity Ward is, and those people are wrong.
Yeah, look at Ghosts. Let's just say that Ghosts compared to Black Ops is like miles apart.
Night and day. Yeah.
And you've got something about Dead Island, haven't you?
I know this is a story kind of from a week ago, and a few people have talked about this on YouTube, and I saw it, and I was like, this is kind of bullcrap, but Dead Island 2 might not be coming out.
That's sad.
Yes, it is. It is sad. I like Dead Island. I like Dead Island Riptide. I know there were some people that really hated it.
I enjoyed it.
But yeah, I liked it. It ran crappy on the PC, I believe.
Yep, it did.
But some games that are coming out now kind of run crappy, kind of like Batman. We'll get into that later.
Yeah, we will.
But apparently the guys that made it, Deep Silver, hired another company to basically make it, but they have no rap sheet. They haven't done any games, and I think it was Jaeger that did it. And the only game that they've done is Spec Ops: The Line. Now, to be fair, that was a pretty good game.
It was a fun game. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. It was a great story, had great level design, and just a whole bunch of things. A lot of good teamwork with your AI guys.
Yeah.
And I think the multiplayer some people liked as well because it was a little bit different than the normal multiplayers. But they've split ways. They part ways. Jaeger and Deep Silver, and so now they're kind of left stranded. The guys that originally made Dead Island 1 are the makers of Dying Light, and I think their name is Techland, and so they wanted to make Dying Light, and Deep Silver said no, we want to go with Dead Island 2, and so they parted ways, and they made another developer make the game, and it's shitty, and so we might not see it for another year or two, if we see it at all, but I hope we do, because
it's disappointing. It's fun. It's like they take zombie like horror to a comedic way, don't they?
Yeah. And the problem with the game for me, I'm a realist when I play those games. I only use things like blades and stuff that you can tape together and stuff like that are real. I don't use like M4s and to me it's stupid, but people like that, so whatever. But I don't know, the game trailer that they released was pretty good at E3.
Yeah, it was.
So I hope they just build off of that. They either hire somebody else or they do it themselves. I don't know. But it was looking pretty good. It's just sad that now it's going to be pushed back because what Jaeger did wasn't good enough, and so they basically cut them. And so it's kind of sad. So, unfortunate.
Now, it is unfortunate, but going back to what you said about Dying Light, a lot of people enjoyed Dying Light. I didn't personally, but
I didn't play it.
If the people that made Dying Light teamed up maybe to help another game developer, like they could help a new game developer and just give them some ideas and stuff, because that's happened in the past with some games like that.
Right.
And that may be teaching them the ways of how this game ran before, and it could spark a new game, but like you're saying, we might not see it, and that's disappointing.
Well, I really want them to make a Dead Island, Dead Rising, Dying Light combo.
Like a mix, yeah.
Yeah, so that... But I want it realistic, to where... I don't want it to where if you get bit once, you're dead. I mean, that would be kind of cool, but it would be really annoying as well. But I want it to be
maybe
like,
an infection or something.
No, like actual zombies. Stop with the fucking infected.
All right.
They're not infected. This isn't Call of Duty. And I don't know. Anyways, where you could just like pick up a brick and chuck it at them, and that would either hurt them or kill them depending on maybe your strength or abilities or whatever, and just pick up environments around the world. I did like how, what is that PS4 game that everybody loves? The Last of Us. I know they were kind of alien, type creatures.
Yeah, they were like mutated fungi thing.
But it was very good how they did the gameplay, where you can pick up bricks and bottles and distract them and bash their brains in and stuff like that. And it's like, that's cool. That's what I want in a zombie game, where it's almost like the Walking Dead TV show. There is nothing that they like make up in there. It's real. And another thing too, I don't really like when they put in a whole bunch of zombies.
No.
Like, have riot gear zombies, that's fine. Have really fat zombies. Don't make them explode and have acid in them. What the fuck?
No, that's weird, yeah.
I don't like screamers, even though that's kind of from Left 4 Dead-ish, or... there was a game that Microsoft did now that I can't think of it.
I can't remember
State of Decay.
Yeah.
Those are okay, but like the big guys on that game, or the runners and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I'm a big Walking Dead fan. I don't know if you guys are that are listening.
I am.
But they don't do that on The Walking Dead. They basically walk. That's all they can do. And it just depends on what you see. When I watched like 28 Days Later, or to be honest, Left 4 Dead, left a bad taste in my mouth. I don't like that kind of zombie, because if those type of zombies were there, I would kill myself. I'm sorry, you're dead.
Yeah.
Unless you're really fast.
And what about going back to Dying Light again? They have parkour zombies. Like, what is that?
Well, that doesn't make any sense either. Even if they were really good at parkour during their main life, zombies are going to be
exactly.
Good. So apparently on that game during the nighttime, those guys just chase and hunt you down. I didn't realize I was facing vampires.
They are like vampires. They have they glow red or something like that, and they could sprint faster than you. It's really odd.
It's really hard in the beginning, from what people have said. Once you get past the end and you're just messing around or whatever, then it's better. But until then, it's kind of a mess. And everybody was playing it, so I was like, I don't want to do this on my channel. But eventually I might get it to just play and mess around with.
I got it for the sheer fact of doing a Sam Plays, and after that I just deleted it because it was not fun to do.
Yeah.
Alright, so there's a story about the PS1 that you told me about, and it made me laugh a lot.
Oh, yes. So I did hear from Review Tech USA, one of the bigger guys on YouTube. And so I looked into it myself, and I can't believe this was actually true. They didn't have much details when I watched it, but so 4 guys, and I think they caught 2 of them, broke into a house to steal a PlayStation. That's it. Now, we don't know if it's a PlayStation 1 with about 18 or 20 games, or if it's a PS4. Either way, kind of stupid just to break in to steal one thing.
It's $20 or $400, and you're risking your, ASBOs or whatever you can get from that.
Yeah, you're risking your life to be spent in jail for the rest of it, or, for a good remainder of it, for something that, I don't know, that you could do anything else to get that money, especially if it's just a PS1. Now, there are some rare games on PS1, so they could be sold for a couple $100 or maybe even $1,000, who knows. But even then, what they were armed with, they could have been armed with guns, they could have been armed with a crowbar or
and this is in America, right? This is from America, so...
I think so. It might be in another country, but either way...
Guns are pretty easy to get a hold of.
A bat is easy to get a hold of.
All right.
But no, they were using sticks that they picked off the ground and thought that would be a good weapon.
So wooden sticks. You're talking about little branches that come off trees and bushes.
Yeah,
is that...
I mean, who knows? We don't have the whole story. It could be a big, thick branch and that you could beat somebody up with. But from what it looks like is they just broke off a couple branches. And yes, you're kind of threatening, especially when there's 4 of you, but not really. I could pick up anything in my house. I could pick up the remote and be more deadly than...
Yeah, exactly. And you don't know what you're going into when you're going in to rob someone. They could have shotguns and home defense weaponry and all that.
Right.
And you could be in real serious danger.
And you're screwed. I mean,
exactly.
It's just, it was a stupid thing to do, and it borderlines craziness.
Yeah, craziness, stupidity.
It's like, really, you're going to rob somebody, even if it's rare stuff that you're going to get, and you're like, okay, we're on this block, let's just rob these guys. And even if you planned it out, why didn't you get a weapon? Any weapon. Like, you could have gotten a bat, you could have gotten a crowbar, you could have gotten a rebar fucking out of that was holding up a wall.
Anything. You could have picked up like one of those little chairs. They're everywhere.
Anything. I don't know what they were thinking. I know they might have been junkies and they might have been like desperate for that kind of stuff. But even junkies, shouldn't you know your local drug dealer probably can lend you a gun or a knife? Something that would be a lot more viable to disarm or threaten your opponent, your person that you're trying to rob. I mean, I don't know. It was stupid for that fact to steal only one thing as well. I would have stolen something else.
Yeah,
TV, a monitor, something.
Yeah, they didn't go in to like ransack the place and look for anything valuable. They went in for a PlayStation.
Yeah.
That's the main point of this story. It's like, why? It's not important. You could pick up a PlayStation. People, like, they do yard sales and everything, and there's probably an odd PlayStation there that people don't want. Just go to one of them. Yeah. And I don't know what, like, gangs are like in your country, but over here, if you look at someone in certain parts of London and stuff like that, you can get beaten up for looking at someone the wrong way. So going into someone's house with a stick, you're likely to get yourself killed if someone has guns, knives, kitchen knives.
Where you are in the States, you know, you step on somebody's shoe, you're going to get your ass beat, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
If you see something wrong, you're going to get your ass beat, but... I mean, that's not every day, that's not everybody, but in certain towns and stuff that is a little bit rougher, I certainly would go, all right, and if I was going to rob people, which I wouldn't, because I am a good guy, I would plan it out. I would go when they're going to be home, what weapons I'm going to be using, what are the exits, what do they have in their house, how many people are coming in and out of the house. Be smart, not just go, that one. Let's rob that one.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds like they're just a group of 4 teenagers that go, do you know what, I fancy a PlayStation today. And they just go into someone's random house and just want a PlayStation.
Let's hope they have a PlayStation. Even if they went, okay, we know this guy has one. We tracked him down.
Yeah.
Why did you go in with sticks?
Yeah, sticks, of all things.
I don't know, bring the tree. That probably would have been more effective. I don't know. The news story is kind of sad.
It's a sad news story, and I'll link it in the description so you can read more about it.
But let's move on. We're only going to do this for about an hour, maybe 2 hours, maybe, but highly doubt it.
Yeah.
Probably for an hour. Let's move on to, I believe you had Fallout 4.
Yeah, Fallout 4. It's news that I cover on my channel. I cover a lot of Fallout 4 news up to the release because I'm really looking forward to it. But there's a new story that came out from QuakeCon, and that is Fallout 4 is going into sort of the Mass Effect region with characters and followers and stuff like that. And there's going to be a lot more followers. Usually in the previous Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, there was 8 that you could follow.
There was like at least 5 or 6 that I know of.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't finish New Vegas, but you know. People hate me for that, but yeah.
This time, Fallout 4 has over a dozen, so that's over double of what there was. And you can actually romance with them now, so they're definitely taking the Mass Effect route where you can, I don't know, start a family with some of your characters that you meet along the way. And
do you get to see the sex scenes?
I don't think... maybe. Who knows? We'll see closer to the time.
You are building a house. You can build a house.
Exactly, you can.
Build a nice bed.
You could build a nice heart-shaped bed and everything like that, I'm sure.
It's kind of ridiculous, though.
It's a bit silly, and especially the fact that we know that we know 2 companions at the moment, and one of them is a dog. The other one's not being like anything racist or anything like that, but it's an old black guy. they're the only two we know at the moment, and
okay.
So I'm going down the route of thinking you're either going to do bestiality or some weird ass thing with some mutants or anything like with old people or mutants or someone with bionic arms. Because I think this guy, I can't remember his name, but he does have a bionic arm. So
yeah,
it's
kind of sad.
They're taking a comedic route to a Fallout game, which I don't think is that great personally, because I like Fallout being serious. It's an apocalyptic wasteland sort of thing with death claws and all stuff like that. And then they're saying, "Oh yeah, go have sex with your dog." Do you know that's just not good?
I don't know if they would have the option for the dog, because they would get a lot of flack for that. But even so, if you're a guy, and there's nothing wrong with being gay, whether you're a girl or a guy, but people are going to judge.
People will judge, yeah.
Not. People are going to be like, you're with an old black guy, that's, or you're with a woman and you're a woman character, that's...
Yeah, it's going to cause some stirs, I know that.
And not only that, I mean, if you're just like, maybe there's a flirt option, that'd be okay, but like, if you're like, let me kiss you, let me...
Yeah, let's create babies.
Bed, I don't know, anything. It's just like, that's going to be really weird. It's like, high five, we killed all those fucking alien guys, and now we're going to fuck. Like,
yeah.
What? No. What? I don't know if I really want to do it. Even on Mass Effect, on the second game, I was, the girl, I forget her name now.
Miranda?
Yeah, like the main one in the white suit.
Yeah.
Hot, and I was trying to, like, flirt her up, but like I wasn't at any means trying to go, I'm gonna have sex with this girl.
No,
like,
exactly.
It was just like I kind of want her as my girlfriend to be like, hey, I'm badass.
Yeah.
I'm saving the universe and have a girlfriend. But I don't know.
Then it suddenly turns to, let's have dinner. Oh my god, there's a bed. Let's do it.
Like,
it's that sort of thing. And I tried to do the same thing on Mass Effect, and it turns out I couldn't do it. It was just. I was just like, alright, why ain't you receiving my love? I'm flirting with you so much. So I ended up doing it with that cyborg thing with the purple face. So, so you may want to try and flirt in Fallout with this really nice person that you meet in the wasteland, but no, alright, the old black man with a bionic arm likes me more, let's go to him.
Do you have a companion that you want to flirt with and maybe have sex with? Then build your base.
Exactly.
What the hell?
it's like comedic route, and I don't think
you know the robot's gonna walk in on you if you aren't having sex, and it's gonna be really, really awkward.
They call him Mr. Handy for a reason. I think he's gonna join in.
Give you a hand job. Yeah, weird stuff. We talk about weird stuff. If you don't like stuff, you can leave.
Yeah, it's getting a bit to the level of
it's the bottom line. Okay?
Exactly, it's getting to the bottom line of is this appropriate? But it's cool.
I mean, I don't know. It's game
our
news.
opinion.
It's probably a slow news day.
Yeah,
and they have nothing to talk about, and they're like, "Hey, you can flirt with your companion." Great.
Exactly. I know they don't want to release anything too major because,
too much, yeah.
Like Bethesda, they love keeping things a secret for you, and that was the same with Skyrim. They didn't release much, and then it was like, "Oh, here's Skyrim," and So I know they're gonna do that with Fallout again, but just announcing that randomly out of the blue to try and get some more popularity to your game is. You could announce something different.
Anything else, yeah. I hope they don't have children, companions.
No, I don't think they will, because that would be very creepy. And I know they won't have...
really bad for their publicity, so...
Yeah. They won't have all characters, I don't think, to flirt with. I know that you probably won't flirt with Dogmeat, and if there is children followers, which I doubt, I doubt there will be anything like that. But... even still, it's just random, like, oh, we're surviving together, let's build a house and just make babies.
Yeah, you're in a zombie apocalypse. I mean, it kind of happens. You can watch, like, The Walking Dead, and it happens there, too. But it's very hard to, because now, in that type of scenario, you kind of want to keep to yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you do want to survive with others, but it's hard, and I don't know if I would be like, I'm looking for a girlfriend now. Like, I'm trying to survive. Like... I don't know.
In an atomic wasteland as well, like, you've got a 400-hour campaign, and
Yeah, my girlfriend's a mutant.
Yeah, my girlfriend's a mutant. Let me just bring that up in conversation halfway through a mission. You've got more important things to do.
No, I'm just kidding.
I don't like human-on-human action. I like human-on-ghoul and stuff like that, and it's going to spark some weird conversations in the world.
Yeah.
Final thing we've got to talk about, and that's the main thing about this as well, is broken games. That's a major topic right now.
So we're going to be here for about 2 days.
Yeah, let's do it. 2 days. I'll start writing my wish list and all that for people. Like, do this, please, so we don't have to stay here talking.
So broken games. First off, to the developers, what the fuck?
Stop making broken games, please.
To the people buying them, and I know you don't really see that they're broken, but pre-orders are kind of the problem. They can get money first and then patch it later. That's a bad thing to do. But there's been a lot of broken games this year and kind of 2014.
The end of 2014, yeah.
And I want to know who was really the first game that did it. And I still can't really think of it. But I mean, there was Batman now. There's Watch Dogs. There's Assassin's Creed. There's Payday 2. There's just so many games that are broken that are just like, why did you release this? Is it because your publishers made you and your the guys that are making the money push you to put it out? Why?
Yeah, exactly. Now, Five Nights at Freddy's 4 came out the other day.
Yeah.
I played it, and it's fine. We all know that this got pushed forward. This was meant to come out on Halloween, but instead it got pushed forward to a couple of days ago. And this is the one guy making this game. And I respect him for that, because it's hard to come up with games, especially when you haven't got budget or anything like that. And these are fun games to play, but Five Nights at Freddy's 4 is broken to all shit.
Well, and to his credit, the first three at least weren't.
They weren't, no.
And like you said, it's just him really working on it. But it's not a hard game to develop. I'm not bashing on the guy that made it.
It's the same sort of engine. It's the same sort of thing. It's nothing major.
It's not a AAA game. So you should be able. Well, if I use that logic, you can say any farm simulator ever. Why the fuck is it broken and janky physics? But still, you're making a Flash game with Five Nights at Freddy.
It's made with Unity. It's a free software Unity.
Right.
So you can make that, but it's a fun game. But within the first 20 minutes of me playing it, it crashed on me.
Yeah.
And then I played it again, crashed on me again, and it doesn't allow full screen support at all.
So, and it's not one of those stupid funny games like Grass Simulator.
Oh god.
Where they have dancing cows under a disco.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's meant to be crappy.
This was made to be serious. This was made to be a horror game, but you can't enjoy the horror aspect of the game if it breaks every 20 minutes. It breaks,
yeah. And I mean, there's games like Batman that just came out, and those guys they're professionals. Warner Brothers.
It's Warner Brothers Studios.
They're the same guys that made Dying Light, and that game was amazing. So what the hell happened with the PC port? Were they trying to please the console players, and they didn't really care about PC, and they just went, here, this developer over here that's not doing anything, you develop it. Here's some to start, but you basically figure it out, and you only have 6 weeks to do it.
That's exactly it. And now I know PC ports are hard to do, especially if you don't change a thing, because coding for PC and coding for consoles are two completely different aspects.
Yeah. Well, you're talking about 5-year outdated consoles.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. You've got to keep up to date with the latest GeForce graphics cards and all that sort of fancy stuff.
There's 2,000 different types of graphic cards. There's one in the fucking Xbox and PlayStation. So it shouldn't be that hard. And I mean, that's the thing about games that are only on PC, like Insurgency and stuff like that I want to come to the Xbox and the PlayStation. And people are like, oh, they can't do that very fast. They can't do it very easy. They're going to have to recode it and all this stuff. And it's just like, it's a 5-year-old computer, basically.
Exactly. Coding from PC to consoles is not hard at all.
Yeah.
Coding from consoles to PC, that's completely different, and it's quite difficult.
Payday 2,
yeah,
I don't give them a pass on. Overkill started on PC and then moved to the consoles.
Exactly.
And it was broken on the 360, and then they fixed it, and then didn't give us DLC because they're bastards. And then, and then on Xbox One, now it's completely broken where we can't join games and whatnot, so you can only play with your friends.
And you do a lot of videos like this as well on your channel, don't you?
Yes. So. I have complained about it a lot. People are like, stop complaining. It's hard to develop. It's not hard to develop when it's a 2-year-old game. You should know how
exactly.
to do this.
Especially Overkill, they've done other games previously. They've done the first Payday, for instance. Yeah. That wasn't bad.
Yeah, and they said Xbox One and PS4 are better. They're closer to PC gaming. We can now work with them, and they'll be easier to do. And they messed up. And then they patched it, and it didn't do anything. Well, it did one thing. You made it so that the net doesn't freeze. The crime net doesn't freeze.
Yeah.
Great. Fantastic.
Hold on. It's great that it doesn't freeze, but I still can't get into a game, and it's a multiplayer-only game.
Yeah. Good job on you.
Yeah.
And the reason they made the AI in that game suck, where you can't carry bags and you can't... The only thing they can do is shoot and pick you up. Yeah. That's pretty much it. They don't guard, they don't open safes, they don't do anything. The reason for that is because they're like, oh, well, we want you to play online with real people.
Allow us to.
How do you want me to do that when your game doesn't work? And I know the PC elitists will be like, well, just buy it on PC. I'm going to make a video about that eventually. But PC is not the master race. Because if you are a master race, every single one of you are the same and can do the same thing or pretty much.
Exactly. People customize their PCs and spend more money on their PCs to make it better.
There's so many different types of things that you can put in a computer. I have a laptop that can't run hardly anything. It can run a few games, but not that great of games. I can run probably Payday 2, but that's not the same thing. Not only that, I'm going to have to buy loads of DLC that's like, I think $90, $100 of just like DLC, which is great. And they give free DLC. They could be the best devs ever, but they mess up the console versions. They don't talk about it, and when they do, they're like, "Yay, we're aware of the issues, but we're working with Microsoft and Sony on it." And it's just like, no, you're not. Yeah. You're not working with them. You're working by yourself, and you're working on DLC for the PC, and then you'll get to the consoles. And even then, when you do it, it doesn't work. And it's an 8 gig patch. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Didn't do shit.
8 gigs for, we're going to fix the crime net. It's not great at all. And the fact that they say they're working with Microsoft and Sony, I know for a fact that there's nothing in Microsoft's, like, their forums or anything, or how they're saying, we're actually working with them. They don't agree to it. They don't say anything that, like, they are actually telling the truth. And the fact that they don't go on Twitter or anything and communicate with their fans.
They don't communicate with anybody, and if you ask too many questions, they block you.
Exactly.
Which is sad, because you shouldn't be doing that to your customers. Because I guarantee you, since the fuck-up on both Xbox and PlayStation 3, and now Xbox One and PS4, no one's going to buy your Walking Dead game.
No, and
except for the PC crowd. Maybe.
That looks promising.
The PC guys are mad.
Yeah, they are mad. I'm mad. But the game would have been promising if you didn't cock up your previous, like, franchise.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a shame, and I like the idea, though, if we go to Arkham Knight, for an example. Yeah. Steam is actually taking it into their own hands and removing games that are broken.
Right. And that's how it should be. I mean, Assassin's Creed didn't do that, but they did give you a free game of their choice that they developed. Which is awesome. A lot of people bought Far Cry 4, which is an awesome game. So that's what they should be doing. And I don't know if Payday will do that. Overkill will do that. They should. But it's totally unacceptable for these games to come out broken. Because back in the day, before like PS2, because they didn't really do it on 360, but before PS2, it never happened. Like, you might have had bugs in your game. You might have had some things that were kind of like, what the fuck is going on? How did you code this? But for the most part, most games worked. And I don't understand why somebody went, you know, we either don't have the money right now, or we ran out, or we're lazy, or whatever, but we're going to put out the game that we have to make sales, to get started on the next game.
Yeah, exactly. Some people use their games as a side. Yeah, they use like a side, like they use one of their games that they develop as a side thing to make more money to do another game.
Yeah.
And that's wrong, because maybe some people are looking forward to that game, and then you don't put any effort into it. Like Godzilla for the PS4, that's dull. That's the dullest game.
I saw it. I saw NerdCube play it. It was like, what is this, a PS1 game, PS2 game?
It looked, the textures on some of the stuff is just awful. Same missions over and over.
What textures?
Yeah, what texture, exactly.
But no, like, I don't know. The games that are coming out that are broken, that are clearly broken, I'm pretty sure, one, they test it.
Yeah.
Two, they send it to Microsoft and Sony to get tested.
Yeah, and then
how does it get past anybody to go, yeah, that worked?
This is the bigger companies. Yeah, exactly. Betas, if they're broken, they have time to fix it before the game actually comes out. But as well as early access, if you have early access, you can see the game develop. And those
are okay to be broken, because those are pretty much going, hey, we've just started this game, come play it with us, we need more testers.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're going to have to pay a little bit of money, which, by the way, I think is absurd to charge somebody $20. Even though that's kind of low, that's still kind of a lot of money for people. And Ark, even though that's a really good game, is $30. And
and that's early access.
And it's like, screw you, dude. I don't know how much your game's going to be, but it's probably going to be like $50. I can wait.
Exactly.
Not only that, it's going to be on Xbox One. I'd rather have it on there. Sorry that I'm not a real PC gamer, but I do play PC games, so don't think I don't.
It's so you know, like, if it's been tested on PC and then it goes over to consoles, you know that it's okay to go over to consoles. Yeah. And
well, you could say that for some games, because Payday 2 didn't work out, and Assassin's Creed was broken across the board, so game developers, I don't know what's happening with them. I don't know if they're lazy. I don't know if they're trying to cut corners. I don't know if they think they're like, well, we don't know if we're going to get the money or not. Not enough people pre-ordered. Yeah, because we're getting smarter.
Yeah, exactly.
Your games are pre-ordering and giving us everything, including a mini fridge. I hope your game's good. You know what I mean? When people buy stuff like that for Call of Duty, I'm sorry if you did. You guys are awesome if you did. That's fine.
It's $200 for a mini fridge, though.
Yeah, if you're supporting Treyarch or whatever, great. Fantastic. I never bought the Ultimate Edition of any Call of Duty. I bought the hard ones, but never the Ultimate, because when they give you an RC car or fucking glow-in-the-dark goggle, the night vision goggles, like, really? Like, I could have went and bought that at Toys R Us. In fact, most of those things that they had were at Toys R Us.
Yeah,
a month later.
They're plasticky stuff, and I know I can't say anything. I've pre-ordered the Pip-Boy edition, but that's like a second screen on Fallout.
Cool.
It's cool.
You have a Pip-Boy and you put your phone in, like, that's cool because you actually can use it. Now, it is a mini fridge that's coming with Black Ops 3.
Free, yeah.
That's cool. So you can have Cokes or whatever in there while you're gaming. I think that's probably the most usable one that ever came out. I don't know if they came out for Advanced Warfare or Ghost. I can't remember now.
Ghosts was the camera that you can put on your head, wasn't it? It's that sort of stuff.
What?
Like, Ghosts had a little camera. It was like a plasticky camera.
Cam?
It was like a GoPro, yeah, but it was plastic and cost you $150.
Nah, I don't know why your game failed. You're awesome.
Yeah, exactly. They put more effort into that plastic stuff than they did their game, but it's fine.
Some guy told me, and he has the right to his own opinion, but you're wrong.
You're wrong anyway.
He said Ghost was the best Call of Duty ever, and I was just like, I don't even know if I want to argue with this guy, because you're stupid. Probably one of the worst Call of Duties besides Modern Warfare 3. In my opinion, and a lot of people's opinion. But, I don't know, the things that come out in those editions you could buy for $20, at a toy store or somewhere in the world. Because my friend, it was funny, when he bought the goggles for Modern Warfare 2, I can't remember what game it was.
I can't remember either.
He took himself outside in the woods with the fucking night vision on his head and looking around like a ninja. And I was just like, really, dude? Like, you're a grown man. You're 30 years old. Like, he's cool and everything, but it's just like, you could have bought that somewhere else.
You could have actually got real night vision goggles, the stuff that won't break in a year. Night vision
I asked him, like, 6 months later, have you used that thing? He's like, no. I was like, well, then what the fuck did you pay $200 for? Why?
Exactly.
That's not a gimmick that I would buy for. Like, it's just so... And the only reason I'm pre-ordering, and I usually do, I didn't for Advanced Warfare. I bought it when it came out, day 1 or day 2, digitally.
Uh-huh.
And I think I did the same for Ghost. So I haven't really pre-ordered since Black Ops 2. But I'm probably going to digitalize pre-order for Black Ops 3. But I don't want them to assume that, I'm giving you my money, and it is Treyarch. They do deliver every time on their games. They're really good. But I'm not going to give you money way in advance, because people did it like a year in advance, it seems like.
That's stupid.
Because you don't know what the hell it's going to be, or what it's going to turn into, or if it's going to be bad until you see gameplay.
Yeah.
Or you play it yourself. But since they have the beta, which I commend them on, because they did do it with World at War, I'll give them the money, even if it's $60. And with Treyarch, I'm sorry. Some people say that World at War and Black Ops 1 were bad. Again, you're wrong. One of the highest selling ones was Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2.
They are, yeah. Black Ops 2, I think, grossed $10 million.
Yeah. It's just an absurd number that's just like, holy shit, you guys know what you're doing.
Exactly.
And people say Modern Warfare 2 and the original Modern Warfare were one of the best Call of Duties.
I like them, but I wouldn't say they're the best. I like the old-timey stuff better.
They're pretty good, but they're not amazing. I wasn't in love with those games. And in fact, if it wasn't for my clan, I wouldn't have gotten those games.
No.
But as soon as World at War came out, I love World War II, and it was amazing. I was hoping, I kind of knew they were going to do Black Ops 3, but it would kind of be cool to do a World at War 2 or a Vietnam thing or something like that. But I don't know. And apparently they were working on, or Sledgehammer was working on a Vietnam game, and then they scrapped it and came out with Advanced Warfare, which, sorry, Advanced Warfare is pretty good.
It's good. I enjoy it.
To me, it's pretty good. I don't love it, but it's pretty good. It's better than Ghost and Modern Warfare 3.
By far.
You don't surpass Black Ops 2. I'm sorry.
No, I agree.
So the developers, I don't know what's going to happen with Call of Duty, and I don't know if they're going to make a new engine, even though they said they were. I don't know what's going to happen, because Call of Duty is now plateaued. It's now peaked, went up at high, and now it's just flatlining, or just going flat. So it's never going to go downhill. I'm sorry for everybody that wants it to die. It's never going to go downhill, but it's just going to stay flat. And you're going to see the same things over and over and over again until we have a real war, World War III, and then you're going to have a war like that. So, I don't know. It's kind of sad what's happening.
Yeah, and especially that, like, some servers of the older Call of Duties that don't get played as much are dying off, and like you're saying,
there's nothing but hackers on those servers.
Exactly, like you're saying as well. You're saying that Black Ops 2 is the best grossing Call of Duty, which it is one of the best, and that's why there's many people playing that. And if you have a look at the amount of players that are currently online, that it says in the bottom, and then you compare that with Ghosts, it's there's a huge difference, and that's because. I agree that there was a lot more pre-orders for Black Ops 2.
You can compare it to, as well, Battlefield. Battlefield Hardline came out. Console people loved it. On PC, it's almost dead, and that's a new game, Battlefield Hardline. And people went back to Battlefield 4 because it's a military shooter, and it's what they like. And it's straightforward. You know what you're going to get. With Advanced Warfare, you don't know where the attack is going to come because people can fly and jump over buildings.
Yeah.
And there's so many different abilities and so many customized weapons, and now they have legendaries and all this stuff, and people are freaking out about it.
It's basically turning into CS:GO for more console players.
It's crazy what they're doing, but I think they need to scale it back just a little bit, probably to where Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2 kind of did it.
It's getting a bit far now, isn't it?
It's getting a bit far. They're kind of pushing things. All games are like, what do we do next? What do we have to do? And it's just like, either come up with something really innovative,
yeah,
or make a new game.
Exactly. You don't have to stick with the same, like, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, and then go on.
He has been going, what, 12 times?
This is, yeah, Black Ops 3 is the 12th game.
I think it will probably die around 15 or 16. Whenever Treyarch comes around again.
Yeah, Treyarch started it, they should finish it.
I think Treyarch technically didn't start it.
They started it with Activision, didn't they? So.
Well, yeah, they were the ones that made Call of Duty 3 and all the World War II games mostly, and Activision was there, but or Infinity Ward was there, but it was mainly Treyarch, and so I don't know what to tell you. You can look at the sales. Treyarch games are usually generally better, especially with the story. I was at awe for Black Ops 1. Yeah. I didn't finish Black Ops 2, but from what I heard, people loved that. And World at War was pretty good.
I enjoyed World at War.
I liked that, and I loved the multiplayer. Who didn't?
The multiplayer was really, really, really fun. The kill streaks as well, they make a Call of Duty, don't they? Like, you get the really shit ones, and then you go back to the old Call of Duties like Black Ops 2, they have great kill streaks. Black Ops 3 have great kill streaks.
Yeah, although I don't think it's a kill streak, but it's an ability. When you die, you instantly come back through like green smoke. So if you guys see green smoke, shoot it, because a guy's going to be popping out of it. But when I saw that, I was just like, so that's kind of Last Stand, but instant.
Yeah, it's like a tactical insertion sort of thing, isn't
it? I might use it. I think that would be great on Search and Destroy. I don't know how that would work, because all your people could just come back instantly, pretty much.
Yeah.
But what was the one on Ghost? They did have Search and Rescue.
Yeah,
Bring that back. That was awesome.
That was fun.
Because that actually got me into Search and Destroy type thing, even though I didn't play it a lot, because I don't like that kind of gameplay where if someone's hiding in the fucking corner and I die right away, and now I'm watching for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But I know people loved it, and I kind of like Search and Rescue because if somebody did die, I can pick up their coins and they can come back.
Yeah.
So somebody better than me can play. Or if I died, somebody can pick me up, and then I can continue playing. That was a smart idea.
It promotes team play, doesn't it? It's less going all on your own and getting the biggest kill streak, but more working as a team and win the game in general.
I hope it goes well, because if not, Call of Duty will start to go down.
It will go downhill hugely if they don't do it well, but I have faith in Treyarch.
Especially since Ghost is next. Sorry.
It would be... It's either going to be Ghost 2 or it's going to be a new game.
Well, if you played Ghost 1, which I played, the campaign was pretty good. It was okay. The multiplayer sucked. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what ruins the game, and most people play Call of Duty for the multiplayer.
Not for the single player, right. Yeah. The single player was okay, but at the end, you're like, oh shit, sequel. And so if they don't make it, that was dumb to make that ending. Spoiler alerts if you haven't seen it, but most people have seen the ending or did the ending. You should know by now what happens. That guy probably should have died for all the shit that went with him, but he didn't. So they're probably going to make a Ghost 2, and it's going to be terrible. I hope they learn from their mistakes. That's the one thing I hope. If they do make it, I hope it blows us out of the water. Because if it doesn't, Call of Duty is all but dead, and Battlefield take over. Because people will just go to that game. And what their single player isn't great either.
Yeah, what you were talking about as well for me last night, it was you wanted to see a COD and Battlefield combined.
Yeah.
And that's a cool idea. I like that because Battlefield, they have the realisticness of that. And they can design...
than any...
They could design a bigger battle sort of thing.
Although Insurgency is a mod from CS:GO basically, or
Counter Strike, yeah.
Not Counter Strike. Besides Counter Strike, it's kind of a mod of I can't think of the name now.
A game. It's a game.
From back in the day. Anyways, it's a mod, and it's really good mod. And now it's a full release. And yeah, I like that game, but I want it on consoles more than on PC. But people say that we won't be able to handle it, and that we're retarded with our sticks. I don't know. I don't know why people say that, but it's not, because it's not true. We can aim. We're not.
I don't get the war between PC and consoles.
I don't.
It's the same games. You just get some people can make their graphics go a little bit higher, and over time, so will consoles. They will get better as time goes on. It's just harder to put it in that small
compact
space.
There's not too much difference. There's not too much difference.
There isn't. You're right.
The only thing they have really is graphics and their mouse. Yes, you can aim a little bit easier, but I don't know. Put a joystick on top of your mouse and try to fucking shoot, because it's not easy.
No.
It's not hard. People make it sound like it's like, oh, it's all impossible to aim. Especially in that game, Insurgency, you die in 1 or 2 shots. Come on, guys. It's not that hard to either spray or shoot a couple bullets, and there is no like kill confirmed. There is no, oh, I killed that guy. But it's not like we're all monkeys and we can't aim and stuff.
No, exactly.
We do play Call of Duty, and Call of Duty on PC sucks. Sorry.
I've played Advanced Warfare on PC, and I always use a controller. I'm sorry. That's just my preference.
It's really bad. But overall, gaming in total is just, I don't know what's happening with it, man. It's kind of sad.
It's going down.
It's either broken games, broken mechanics, or
romancing characters.
Yeah, or we're seeing stuff that we don't want to see. Or they're putting in parts of the game that we have to pre-order, or, buy in DLC. I don't know if you know about, what's that, Evolved?
Evolve, yeah.
So much DLC that it's just like, what the fuck are you
is.
guys doing? Like, there's the season pass, but then there's other shit that you can buy, and more DLC that you can buy, and it's just like, it's getting ridiculous.
Now, I don't play Evolve personally, but what I've heard is Evolve is dead now, because one DLC came out, now they're waiting 6 months for the second piece of DLC, and there's nothing to do until you get another piece of DLC.
And to be honest, I do like developers that give, I think all their maps are free.
Yeah.
But like certain other content isn't. I love that, because that doesn't split up your player base, Call of Duty. But I see why some people don't do it. But like, really, you if it was Battlefield for premium, and all I had to pay for were skins, weapons, and customization type of scopes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That would be fine. Some people are like, well, no, I need the maps too. And it's just like, why? If you're going to get them for free, everyone can play them. Because if you go into them now, the DLC maps, hardly anybody plays them on Battlefield. Because it's dead. People went back to the original ones because there's not enough people in the DLCs, because not everybody bought premium. So
exactly.
It's sad. I really want developers to go, and I think Insurgency is the same way. Every map is free. All the guns are free. Everything is pretty much free. And they might come out with a paid DLC at some point, but most of their updates are free, and that's good. And Payday 2 does that as well. Some things are update and it's free, but some of them are paid DLC and some of them are priced DLC.
Yeah.
But still, most people get it because it's a really good game. Really bad developers, but really, really good game. So, I don't know. I want to see more from developers in 2015, in the end of 2015 and 2016, because the gaming universe is kind of going downhill / getting a bad rep for certain things.
It's like the game is like going away from the developers, and the game is trying to handle itself on its own, and the developers are not doing anything about it. They're just standing back and continuing making their old game.
Right.
But what they've got to think of is people still play the old ones. Yeah, exactly. Or they're remaking games. Like Call of Duty Black Ops 2. that's still got probably one of the most people in it.
Yeah.
And yet they're working on all these new stuff, but all these people that are still playing Black Ops 2, they could deserve some new DLC, they could have something like that, and they should still work on their old fan base to keep it united rather than splitting them up like, oh, here's a new game. And that's what
Battlefield's doing. Yeah. Battlefield 4 is still putting out the community maps and night maps and all sorts of things, and it's awesome that they're still working on that while working on Battlefield Hardline. That's how it should be done, and Call of Duty never really does that.
No, and they have a big enough team for it.
Yeah, the first month that Call of Duty's out, or 2 months or whatever, the new one, they kind of work on the old one a little bit.
And then they just stop. They don't give any warning.
But by then, all the DLC is out, and there's nothing to really do. Black Ops 2 kind of did. They're like, hey, look at our skins, or hey, we did this to the sniping, which everybody hated, but, you know, shut up.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was cool that they did that, but then they stopped after a while. But they really, I don't know, they could either do maps from older Call of Duties, for Call of Duty's sakes. They could do old maps and give it out for free. Or they could give a community gun. I don't know. Yeah. Like, they could do something. I don't know. Developers seem to go, I'm only going to focus on this game, and then once it's done, I pretty much let it die.
Even if they do that, they could do something like Steam's done, where they include workshop support, which means the community can make their own stuff.
You can't really do that on consoles too much, although we're seeing it from the new Fallout. I forget.
Fallout's doing mods for consoles, so yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I was thinking Skyrim, but I'm sure they're going to do that too whenever they do the next Skyrim. So they're doing whatever mods people do on the PC, going to go over to Xbox. That's amazing. That's what should have been done 5 years ago. Like, how is that not possible?
And that's safety secured as well, because they have to go onto Fallout's website, which they're all checked by developers. They go through to make sure they're safe, no viruses, no malware. And that's what the console needs, because they can break, and games can go boring because there's nothing added to them, but especially...
Yeah, and the things that are added to them either take a long time to develop, or they cost a lot.
Exactly.
And people just don't have money nowadays. They're trying to survive in this world.
Yeah.
And the gaming world isn't making it easy with all these DLCs, pre-orders, $60 games already. It is kind of cheaper nowadays to buy a game, but and glad that they kept it at $60. But you know what? The next console, not going to stay at $60. Probably going to go up to $70 or $80. Sorry, but it's just inflation. It's going to go up.
It will.
But I'm glad they kept it at $60 because we kind of need it. Because even that is a lot of money, especially for broken fucking games when they come out.
Exactly. Right, anyway, overall, let's wrap this up. We've talked about many things, and I hope you guys could let us know in the comments what you think about these topics. But we've talked about the Black Ops 3 beta dates, which I think we both think are stupid.
Yeah, stupid.
They need to be longer. We got Dead Island being cancelled, which is sad news. We got the PS1 stolen, which is stupid but funny news. And we got Fallout 4's romancing, which is comedy, and I don't know how it's going to go, and it's confusing and all that sort of stuff. And then we got the major thing, which was broken games and overpriced DLC and everything that you can talk about in the comments. So let us know what you think. Go check out Chaos Prophet's channel and all that.
You can let us know.
If we missed anything,
we're probably going to talk about it next time.
Exactly. And if you want to talk about anything with other people in the comments, do that. Get a conversation going. I really don't care as long as there's no abuse.
People like talking over the internet, don't they?
Exactly. That's what we're doing right now.
And you know what, guys? That's the bottom line.
Because
Gaming World said so.
Oh.
Yeah, I went there.
Oh.